Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is your host, Majestic speaking, coming to you with another episode of Mech Warrior Online here. And as you can see, we are playing the Shadowcat hero, Mishupishu. And we're just getting absolutely obliterated here in the early stages of the game. A lot of them did group up, and I'm here with my friendly commando next to me, and we're just trying to get back to cover. He got targeted there, and I'm going to hide behind this wall until we do get a little bit more support from our friendlies here. We have a Marauder 2C and a Timberwolf next to us. Off in the distance, we have another heavy. We have a couple other mechs that are sitting behind us, which is nice, so we do have the support. Tried to get some quick, easy shots in there. Obviously, we have very, very limited range. 305 meters on the SRM-6s and 90 meters on the heavy machine gun. So very, very close range combat is what we're going to be going for here. This cheetah doesn't even see us though, and we're going to get some big shots into him before he gets back into cover. He did core out my right leg, and I'm letting my friendlies put some shots down that alley as well, just so that we can get more people in the mix here. I do have to nurse that leg a little bit. There's still 0-0. And I only have, what is it, 64% of my mech left? So I have to definitely be careful in this regard, not to get too aggressive, especially at this point. That could only go poorly. So I'm going to sit back a little bit, group up with the rest of my friendlies, and make sure that they are more engaged than I am, and I'm providing more support at this point. It's a quick hitter, but we do need to be careful. So looking over the top, I see some more lerms flying. I'm going to head over towards the side and give some support to the bigger guys over here, going towards Delta 5 and Delta 6. So maybe get a couple quick shots in now that I know that the light mechs are engaging. They're trying to get some flanking maneuvers in there. Get a salvo in on that supernova, and these guys don't even see me over there that are going underneath the archway onto the manifold. So that's okay. That is totally fine with me. Just gonna hide down here in the basement a little bit, but we do have a couple mechs over by the side here that have their backs to me entirely. So you know what? I'm actually gonna engage with this roughneck. He is completely open at this point, and if we could take him down, I would feel very happy about that, and there he goes. So we do get a kill on the roughneck, a huge kill for us, because he's a very, very tanky heavy mech, and to get that kind of armor and density down on the battlefield definitely frees up some of our friendlies here. Going behind this Kodiak now. He's probably going to try and turn around if I had to imagine. No, he's not turning around just yet. He's still engaging with one of my friendlies, and I'm just going to keep firing into him. It looks like he might have overheated. Now he's going to turn towards me and hopefully get some shots into me. But now I'm going to dip out using my mask. So that definitely worked as well as I think it could have. But again, now we have to zip back underneath, get into cover, and let some of my friendlies do some more of the damage, taking and delivering. It's 3-2 at this point, so we do have the advantage. But man, I just keep getting torn up. 47% left on my Mishupishu here. It is 3-3, so we do have to be careful. I see a couple of our mechs kind of flanking. We do have a pretty solid line for me to come in on the flank, but still need to be aware. Still need to play it safe a little bit, get some shots in. Oh no, it's 5-3. So two guys got taken out. They have some guys up there on the manifold, and yeah, Delta looks like he's firing off at a couple of my friendlies that are over in Delta 5 on the corner there. Gonna put a shot into this supernova, and he's probably gonna head down. Yes, a Lerm supernova. So he's probably gonna head down if I had to guess. And we probably could engage him even if we wanted to. I'm guessing he's going to go under entirely, 6-3. Yeah, that guy didn't see me. Lima is heading towards the gate here, and I'm going to use my mask to catch up to this guy, get right behind him, and start engaging again. Turn your back again. There we go. Another big shot into the backside. There he goes, and now he's probably going to turn around if I had to guess. Yeah, there it comes. Taking off those components, sir. You are mine, man. There's no way I am letting you survive and keep pestering my friendlies. Even if we lose, I would consider this a big victory if we could get this guy down. And there he goes. Finally, we get the kill. But next to us, Delta is engaging at this point, and he is just taking shots into me as much as he can. But I am still alive, and I deliver the killing blow. 7-5 right now. 8-5. This isn't looking good, especially in the condition I'm in. I do not think we're going to be able to recover from this. 8-6, so we did bring one back. Nope, 9-6. So I don't know which way to go. Looking at where my team is, I was trying to cause a little bit of a stir in where they were focusing up and serve as more of a distraction but it seems as though, yeah, it's 6 to 10, so it's just me and one of my friendlies left. I guess I'll head over towards him and maybe try and help out if I can. Going for the Gray Death on that center torso. He is about to pop, so we could get another kill here, potentially. I mean, this Esprit de Corps is also in front of us as well, and I'm just going to put some machine gun fire into him. If we get the kill on him, not sure if we're going to be able to get any other kills, especially with that guy. Yeah, this Timberwolf seems to be pretty fresh, and there I finally get taken out. 12 to 8 is your final score. Very, very close considering. I mean, that could have really gone either way had we gotten some critical shots in there a little sooner from the rest of the team, and maybe engaged a little quicker. I thought I did at least a decent job. 4 kills, 732 damage, 1 assist. We did take off some components as well, so I can't complain in that regard. We did suffer a defeat here in Assault game mode, and yeah, 9 components taken off. So I did as well of a job as I thought I was supposed to, given this build and how I wanted to play it. But that's going to do it for the first round. Let's head back to the mech lab and go through the rest of the details of the build. Alrighty guys, welcome back to the Mech Lab, where we're going to go through the details for the build on the mech I have in front of me, the Shadowcat hero Mishupishu, or as I like to call it, just jokingly, the My Poo Eats You. Just because it's such a ridiculous name, it's kind of crazy exactly how it's pronounced. Saying Mishupishu over and over again just sounds pretty funny to me, so I had to mess around with the name a little bit. But now we're going to go through all of the details that this mech has to offer. We're going to go through the overview of the mech. We're going to go through the loadout, the hard points, everything, the skill tree. We're going to go into a couple more rounds of gameplay and then close with some final thoughts. So without further ado, let's head right into the mech lab and see what this mech has to offer. Now with this configuration, you know exactly what the loadout is. Now I'm going to go through everything here, but I'm going to give both sides of the coin. So let's check out exactly what we have on here. 6 ballistic, 1 energy, 2 missile, 0 AMS, and 0 ECM. Now, as you know, I'm doing more of a SPLAT build on here. We have mask on this mech. We have very, very close range that we're going for, and we have a combination of missile and ballistic weapons. Both weapons require ammo, so we are limited in the upside in regards to, you know, damage and crits and kills and everything like that. So, you know, take everything with a grain of salt. Understand, you know, hopefully you guys understand exactly how I explain this and where I'm coming from here. But essentially, you do not necessarily need to go out and buy the Mishupishu to have a good build on this mech. You know, if you look at the actual components on here, it is an Omni mech, so I did switch a lot of this stuff out. In fact, the only Mishupishu component that has hard points in it is this right torso. It's the only one that offers a missile hard point in the torso. If you wanted to have a hard point of any sort in the torso, you could also go for the Shadowcat Prime, which you do not need to pay cold hard cash for. So if you prefer the energy, you know, weapon loadout versus the missile, then no need to even go for this mech, because then you can do the B right arm, which I have. This has an energy hard point, and if you look at the rest of these hard points here, you can go with just 1 energy, and the rest of these, the P and the Prime, also have a ballistic in there. The Mishupishu has a ballistic and an energy, so it is the only one that has a ballistic and an energy, versus the others that either have missile and energy, just straight energy, or just straight ballistic. So it's up to you and how you configure your mechs and how you like to play them. As you guys can see, I split it in half. I went left side of the mech is going to be all ballistics, right side of the mech is going to be all missiles. I'm not even taking into consideration this 1 energy hardpoint here. So I loaded up on ammo, and I loaded up on, you know, the biggest, bulkiest kind of short-range weapons that I can offer with these particular hardpoints. So going through the rest of the mech, as you guys know, we have 6 heavy machine guns with 4 tons of ammo and 2 SRM-6s with 4 tons of ammo. Now, I know you guys might think that's a lot of ammo to be carrying on this mech, but really, we have 2 out of 2 heat management. We're not really emulating much heat at all out there on the battlefield, even with everything firing. With our alpha, we have a 66-point alpha with everything up at close range. Obviously, you know, that is a constant over time, so it's not all in one shot necessarily, but just to give you guys a little bit of a heads up that once you do get in range with this mech, it is absolutely devastating. So you know, it's up to you how you want to configure it. If you like this particular loadout, I did it from the sense of, you know, you splat with the SRM-6s, you open up components, and then you follow up with these heavy machine guns at close range, and you just rip through the enemy components all over the place. They just fall off, because when you have 6 of these guys firing, not giving off much heat, using your mask, which is located in the center torso, so not occupying any slots in any of these left, right, arms, or torsos, you have a lot more to work with. And that's really where this mech shines, is the fact that, you know, you do have the mask. It's pre-built, pre-configured into the mech along with jump jets, so it definitely has that added bonus to it that a lot of people like about it. So definitely keep that in mind if you decide to purchase it for yourselves. Again, it is $15 to get this mech. So, you know, if you like the right torso hardpoint, or you like the ballistic and energy combo in this right arm here, you know, maybe that's a reason for it. But even looking at like the left arm, it just has an energy hardpoint, which you can get with the A variant. And then the left torso, only the P variant offers 3 ballistics. And you know, the Mishupishu doesn't even have anything in it. It's just an empty torso. So if you wanted ECM, you could go with the B. You could go a missile hardpoint with the H, or like I have it, you have ballistics in that left torso. So that's just a little bit of an overview. That's the explanation behind the build. We have 45 tons out of 45 tons working for us here. 73 out of 78 slots, 306 out of 306 armor. With a very short range mech like this, we're going to be dipping in and dipping out of situations. Doesn't mean we're not going to get caught by some enemy fire, so we have our mask to obviously accelerate ourselves out of situations, but we do need to have full armor, especially when we do decide to go in and try and crit out components, get some kills, and help out on the front lines. So absolutely necessary to have the armor. In fact, when you see the skill tree, I even bolstered that even more. We have 2 out of 2 heat management. As I mentioned, all that's really emulating any kind of heat are these SRM-6s, and they don't really do much of anything when you already have, you know, the 10 double heat sinks in the engine, and you know, the rest of the mech is kind of just on paper. This is what it looks like. So 66 point alpha, as I mentioned, over time. 104.5 is the speed. That is inclusive of speed tweak. So that is a max speed that you're going to get out of this mech. 70.3 is the jump distance with all these jump jets. We have 6, I believe, jump jets. Yeah, so we have 2 up here in the torsos, and then 4 down here, 2 between each leg. So this mech can not only fly high, but it can splat and cause components to get critted and open, and then you follow up with the heavy machine guns, which are just absolutely devastating. So obviously the counter to this, if you wanted to at least stick with the ballistics, is just to go with the right torso on here, which as I mentioned on the Prime, you could get that energy hard point. And then in the right arm, if you wanted, you could go with either the Mishupishu right arm and do another ballistic with the energy. You could go with the missile and the energy, like I have it with the B variant. Or you could go even just another straight ballistic with the P or the Prime. So it's up to you how you want to configure it. I just wanted to split it up. One half this way, one half the other way. Crit, splat components, and then once they're open, you know, just wreak havoc on whatever's open and core these guys out and crit them, kill them. So that's the overview, at least the explanation behind it. Let's head over to the skill tree so you guys can see what I'm working with here. As you can see, all generic quirks are filled. You can see I did actually go in with and try lasers and stuff like that, so I've been messing around with this mech, and I just found that the ballistic and splat missile combo worked a lot more for my playstyle, so it is very subjective in that matter. You guys will definitely have to figure it out for yourselves. You know, mess around with the P variant omnipods if you like heavy machine guns, light machine guns, regular machine guns. Mess with the energy hard points, and if that's not working for you, you might want to consider, you know, even picking this mech up simply for those missile hard points. Do I think the omnipods are worth $15? Probably not, but just putting it out there in case you want to have it configured exactly like how I have it configured with the mask involved and everything like that. I think you're going around 130 kph or close to. I think if I round up, it's 130. But that's all you know, stats on the battlefield once you're engaged with mask and so forth. Survival tree, as I mentioned, I went with a little more skeletal density, some armor hardening and everything, just to, you know, spreading across the mech. getting some extra hard points on there for armor and density, because obviously we are going to have a lot of face time, mostly between the ranges of 100 meters and 300 meters. That is really where this mech is at its best. So that's a lot of face time on your opponents that we're going to be going through. Mobility, as I mentioned, pretty much everything except for a couple kinetic bursts, torso yaw, anchor turn a little bit, but with Mask, this thing can accelerate out of situations very quickly as long as, you're aimed in the right direction to get back into cover. So that's the logic behind that. Nothing else really needed here. I could have gone for improved gyros. That's pretty much the only thing that I would have done over here. Other than that, there's no need for heat containment or cool run with a 2 out of 2 heat management ratio. So really, if you just wanted to improve gyros so that, you reduce the cockpit shake, that's really the only thing that you would really need out of this side of the tree. And apart from that, I just went auxiliary to get an extra consumable slot for the artillery strike. So if we do happen to get close to the heat threshold, I have my cool shot, which is a quick fix or a quick remedy to anything. I've never really had to use it, but that's really just the explanation behind it. So I even went with instead of the artillery strike, I went with a UAV, just because obviously we're doing Mask, we're up on the front lines a lot, and if we do start to engage with a lot of opponents and everything, at least to give a heads up to the rest of the team out there on the battlefield, to let them know where everyone else is. They know exactly where they can find the enemy with that UAV. So that's the logic and reasoning behind the consumables. That's the logic and reasoning behind the build, and it kind of explains everything there. So I hope that this was informative for you guys, but that's going to wrap it up for the overview here. Let's head back out to the battlefield for 2 more rounds of gameplay, mixing it up again with the environment so you can see how it performs in different situations, different terrains, and then we'll regroup at the end with some final thoughts. So let's head out to the battlefield right now and see exactly how the next 2 battles unfold. Here we go. Alrighty guys, here we go. Second round of gameplay is going to take place on the Mining Collective. So extremely short range engagements are about to unfold here. But we are playing Assault game mode yet again, and across the way we do have that line of assaults, mediums, heavies, all making their way up the Echo line. So we're going to hold our ground here, just keep our eyes peeled. I did get pinged a little bit by that Blackjack, but he's probably going to wind up heading towards wherever the rest of his team goes, because the Blackjacks are known to be very, very squishy. And peering over the top, it doesn't look like that guy is leaving anytime soon. He did get a little bit of a spray on my right torso, but I did back up, but now I have a lot of support. I have an Atlas pushing over, and yeah, that guy's going to scatter very, very quickly. I'm going to use my Mask and my jump jets to take advantage of this corner position and just pop up and put some shots down into this Orion, who did get a shot back on me. But we're just going to stay in this spot and pretty much take advantage of any kind of opportunity that we get here. This Blackjack is coming back out into the open. I'm not very sure why he's doing that. Very, very curious move on that Blackjack's part. Maybe just to serve as a distraction for this Assault and this Orion. So the Kodiak is looking around the side. He did get a shot into my right torso and my center torso, but popping up, and he just fired right over my head. So that could have been very, very critical right there had he landed that shot. But now this Orion is giving a lot of face time to me and my friendlies, and he's going to suffer the consequences as well with a cord center torso and a cord left torso, I believe. That Kodiak is still trying to eye me up, and he's peering around the corner, and he just gets completely obliterated. So that Blackjack tried to serve as a distraction for them, and I served as the distraction for my team, and we did wrap up a couple kills there. 3-2 now at this point, so they did just get one back. But I'm going to hop up on top of the ledge here, and this Huntsman doesn't even see me. Cord backside, big shot into that backside, and he's going to get taken out entirely. So Overwatch position is completely removed from the game now on their team, and now I get the ledge. So I'm just going to keep firing some shots into these guys, uncontested right now, but they are going to take notice. I am starting to receive some damage from down below, but not too much. My team is grouping up and actually laying some shots into these guys. I'm just putting down as much damage as I possibly can in whatever capacity I can. So now I'm just serving as a distraction, and I'm going to use my agility and mobility to get out of the way. But we do have this light mech firing in on us, and he's going to crit out one of my SRM-6s. I'm going to get out of the way as quick as I possibly can, and he happened to crit out a heavy machine gun as well. We still have an SRM-6 and 5 heavy machine guns to deal some pain, but we're going to to have to be careful. We don't want to get everything else critted out as well, especially on that right torso. So we're going to turn around the corner. A bunch of my friendlies are tanking most of the damage. I'm going to go for this Battlemaster center torso, and he goes down. It is 8-3 at this point, and I'm just going to keep turning the corner. I'm going to provide the support on this Huntsman. I'm going to serve as a distraction so that the rest of my team can wrap up those kills on the rest of their team and just make this guy feel the hurt and crit out as much as I can, so even if I do die, the rest of my team is able to wrap it up very, very quickly. And this guy's just flying all over the place. He's trying to avoid me in any capacity that he possibly can, but I am not done with you yet, sir. You can keep shooting into me as much as you want, and finally I get that kill. It's very surprising that I didn't even lose another component from that, or another hard point, I should say. But now I'm going to focus up on this cheetah. This cheetah is going to put some damage into me. He's going for the torsos, if I had to imagine, but he is getting surrounded by my entire team. So I'm going to cut him off if I can, get some more heavy machine gun fire into those components. There he goes. He got legged by one of my friendlies. I'm going to go for the back shot again, but my friend is able to wrap it up and get that final kill shot to end the round. 12-3 is your final assault game mode on Mining Collective. So very, very short range of engagements, which is definitely an optimal situation for this build. 3 kills, 6 assists, 677 damage with 9 components destroyed. Great teamwork, great damage scores across the board here. Very, very well coordinated, focusing up on our targets, landing the critical shots, getting the kills, and ultimately getting the victory. But let's head now over to the third and final round of gameplay before we wrap this video up. Alrighty guys, here we go. Third and final round of gameplay is going to take place on Caustic Valley, a very, very heat-intensive map, which is actually perfect for us in order to stay engaged with our opponents. This is a very, very heat-neutral mech. It's a very heat-neutral build, as we described earlier in the mech lab, so this should be a very optimal situation for us in order to stay engaged with our opponents. Now, I'm going to stick with the big guys, and whoever they decide to engage with, I'm just going to land my sights on whatever it is and just go in for the critical shots and hopefully even get some kills here. Now, I'm going to whip around the corner. I'm going to help out the light mechs, who look like they are a little bit further up in the advancement in this NASCAR situation, a typical NASCAR situation. But we might be catching some guys in the back here. Yes, this Marauder looks like he is caught from behind, and he's stopping now to engage with the rest of my friendlies. He's just getting obliterated right now, 76% and falling. So now he's down to 73. 72, going under 70. He's trying to get around the corner here, and his friends don't seem to be helping him out. I'm going to hopefully crit out these components, going for the legs, going into the backside. He's just receiving a tremendous amount of fire. I give this guy a lot of credit for staying in the battle this long, even surviving. And there's a critical shot. Somehow, we got the crit damage on him, and I think that's what got us the kill, which is absolutely incredible. That's what those 2 nodes did for me, with the high explosive ammo there in the mech lab that you saw on the skill tree. But now we're going to engage with the Lacerator. We're going to engage with whoever is down in front of us. And right next to us, we have a Marauder 2C. I'm not even sure how I didn't see this guy. But not only is it a Marauder 2C, it's a Scorch. So we have to get this guy down as quick as we possibly can. And there he finally goes. My friend is able to bring him down. And it looks like these guys are constantly engaging. So it looks like we got to the tail end of their unit before they got to the tail end of ours. So it is 2-2 right now, but it looks like we have a steady amount of engagement going on. I did receive a lot of damage right then. As you can see, even the back side of my left torso was cored out, so we just have to stay alert. Nothing to be too worried about just yet. We could stay engaged up on the front lines and pick our opponents apart wherever we see fit, but we just need to be aware. That's really the main name of the game, especially with engaging at this close of range. So going for Alpha now. Alpha is pretty beat up, and if we can use this mask to get in behind him and land some critical shots to make him turn around and not engage with the rest of his team on their front, then that should help out our guys in engaging with the rest of their team. So we're going to go for Alpha. We're going to put some shots into him from long range, just critting out some components. Going for Charlie, actually, because that quick draw is going around the corner, and my friend is able to wrap that up. We're going to hopefully regain our traction on this quick draw, who looks like he's scrambling for his life. Big shots going into that backside, and he's going to try and engage with one of our friendlies here, but I'm going to keep on him, going through this back armor as much as we possibly can. My friend overheated. Another couple big shots into that center torso. My friend looks like another friend overheated, and a big shot into that backside. We finally get that quick draw to go down, so that is a huge kill for us there. 6-4 now. Again, the quick draws are very, very tanky mech, so very happy to land that kill shot on him. Now we're going for the Archer Cord center torso if we can engage with them, and it looks like my entire team is converging on this guy. Gonna hopefully get the crit shot now towards the center torso, and my friend is able to land the kill, going for the Locust. The Locust is going up over the hill. We're gonna use our mask as much as we possibly can, maybe even engage with Lima instead, the Shadowcat. Yeah, we're gonna whip around behind him, get some shots into his backside, and here's the rest of their team. So the 5 guys that they have remaining, I'm just going to put some shots into their back before I have to retreat. I'm officially out of heavy machine gun ammo now at this point, and only 76 missiles left for the SRM-6s, so I'm going to have to make these shots count, and that one did count. That hit that Raven right in the torso, which is great. Going for the Hellbringer now. The Hellbringer is right in front of us. We could get him down. There he goes, and now I have 52 rounds left, trying to get those shots into this Raven again, and he goes down as well. Looks like he might have killed himself, so now we only have 2 opponents remaining. Kappa right in front of us. I have 28 shots remaining. Gonna go for the critical components on this guy, at least if I can't get him down. My friendly is able to wrap up that kill, so now only 1 mech remaining. This Shadowcat is one of the only 2 left, and I think I might have nicked him a little bit, but there he finally goes. So we must have gotten at least a couple salvos into this guy either beforehand or a couple missiles just then, and that's going to wrap up the kill. And he killed himself actually, but we did get the assist. So that is going to wrap it up for this round. 2 kills, 9 assists, 895 damage with 3 components destroyed. Again, fantastic teamwork. I know it was NASCAR, but you know, we did catch up to them and they were forced to engage with us. And this actually marks the best of the 3 rounds that we had for a personal best in this mech. But that's going to do it for this episode of Mech Warrior Online. Great rounds overall. I really even enjoyed this last one in engaging with the final kills there. Our team did converge on the right targets at the right time to get the critical shots in, get the kills, and ultimately secure the victory. But all rounds of gameplay that were shown here today, I just wanted to at least show you guys what this mech is capable of with this particular build. Obviously, you can configure it the way that you want, especially with the Omnipods. You know, you can mix and match and do all sorts of things. Not necessarily, you know, worth the $15 just to pick up some extra Omnipods unless they really do factor into your play style. So I did want to give you guys that honest little bit of feedback there and a little bit of an opinion on whether it is worth it or not. For me, it personally isn't. You know, but I really do appreciate the fact that I was able to take this mech out on the battlefield for you guys today and demonstrate it in the capacity that I would be using it. I had an absolute blast on the battlefield for every single round. And I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Check out the links in the description. I have a link to my Patreon, PayPal, and Twitch page in case you want to know every single time I go live for a live stream, you'll be able to engage again from a live kind of standpoint with me while I'm actually playing. So I hope to see you all on that side of it. Thank you guys so much again for all of your comments, questions, concerns, and suggestions for supporting the channel. I really do appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you all on the next one. Take care, guys.